Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about a diet I started 2 months ago called the paleo diet. I started at about 222 pounds and I've dropped 20 pounds in 2 months. Let's get into it. So right now I'm going to answer the question of what is paleo. Paleo is designed to resemble what human hunter-gatherer ancestors ate thousands of years ago. Consider this as a general guideline, not something written in stone. You can adapt all of this to your own personal needs and preferences. Here are the basics. Basically, what I eat is meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, aka vegetables, fruits, nuts,
these nuts,
seeds, herbs, spices, healthy fats, and oils. Especially, pretty much all I use is extra virgin olive oil. Now, those are what you should eat on the paleo diet. Here are the things that you should avoid. Like the plague. You should avoid sugar and high fructose corn syrup, grains, legumes, dairy. You should avoid most dairy, especially low fat. Some versions of paleo do include a full fat dairy like butter and cheese. Personally, I just cut it out completely. I rather go from like a strict paleo diet than taper some stuff back in and then see how it affects me, rather than leave the dairy in that I don't really need and take it out later. So that's how I've done it. I cut out dairy completely, except for I was drinking whole milk in my lattes in the morning with coffee, and I never really saw any issues. Other things to avoid are some veggie oils, trans fats you should avoid. They're found in margarine and various processed foods, usually referred to as hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. Avoid artificial sweeteners. Okay, and also avoid highly processed foods. This is a big one. Everything labeled diet or low fat or that has many additives. This includes artificial meal replacements as well. To put it simply, if it looks like it was made in a factory, don't eat it. Focus on eating whole foods only. So let's talk about why did I decide to do this. So the reason why I decided to do this is because I was looking for a change. You know, I was exercising prior to starting paleo back in November, and I was eating fairly healthy, a lot of beans, a lot of rice, a lot of white potato. I'd fry up some white potatoes in the morning, and I was just probably eating way too many carbs, and the fact that like I stream 35 to 40 hours a week and I'm on the computer for another 20 hours a week or more, I'm pretty sedentary. I've since increased my exercise levels, and we'll talk about that later, but because of that sedentary lifestyle, I was not burning those carbohydrates. So I was holding on to those carbs a lot in my midsection, in my legs, pretty much everywhere. And I felt like I was exercising to a point where I should have seen more results and more weight loss, but I wasn't. So I looked for a change, and I am very happy I did. I mean, look at me. I basically look like a paleo man. I look like a caveman. Of course it's gonna work, So that's why I decided to do it. I wasn't seeing the results basically that I was looking for, so I decided to make a change. I got the idea from listening to a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts, and then doing some research on my own through various Googling of rampages, as well as YouTube videos. Specifically, we'll provide a link down below in the description of a Healthline article called The Paleo Diet: A Beginner's Guide Plus Meal Plan. So my goals in the beginning were basically just to feel and look better, really just to lose some weight and maybe get some energy. Nothing crazy. My goal is really just to continue with the diet, continue to acclimate to this new diet. Your body, I've heard from experts on the Rogan podcasts, that your body will acclimate to diets like paleo and keto. You'll see benefits upwards to a year from onset of the diet. So just keep on with the diet, keep getting stronger, keep working out, keep running, and just keep improving. I weighed 220 pounds, give or take, back in November, and I was doing some like calisthenic type stuff at home. I started to run a lot more, which I'm continuing to do now. We'll talk about exercise a little bit later, but I was at a point where I wanted to start to lose weight and get back into shape. I sit a lot, like I said earlier, because I'm a streamer, and I sit for probably 40 to 60 hours a week, and all that time, you know, sitting is just, I know it's just really, really bad for you. You know, I'm no scientist, but I could feel like my back starting to hurt, so I wanted to, like, you know, lose some weight, tighten my core, tighten my legs, all that stuff, just to improve my general lifestyle, you know, overall. I was just ready. I was ready to make a change. I was ready to get started. I had been doing some calisthenics, some weight training with some small weights at home, and running a lot since the gyms were closed. Even parks were closed during the quarantine of the coronavirus in 2020. So I was just ready to make a change and see some real results. You know, I've never really dieted for a long period of time in my life. Did some macronutrient dieting a few years back when I was weightlifting quite a bit, but not too seriously, you know, no real goals in mind. Physically, I wasn't feeling like incredible, you know. I was just getting started to like work out and stuff like that. My back was sort of hurting from sitting all day, and I wasn't in a terrible place, but I didn't feel back then nearly as good as I do now. One of the biggest changes from hopping on this paleo diet was the way hunger affects me now is completely different. So normally I'd be working, aka streaming, and I'd need to eat like really fast. I'd eat, and then only a few hours later I'd feel like a desperate need, almost like sort of like a low blood sugar, almost like an anxious, almost anxiety feeling that I'm like, oh man, like I gotta eat soon. That is completely gone. Like that food monkey on my back is gone. I've heard this talked about on the Rogan podcast as well. Joe Rogan said it himself, that it's almost as if your appetite or your hunger is in another room. Like, you know, it's there and it's making a little bit of noise, but it's not like bombarding you. It's not like clawing at your face trying to, you know, you don't have to eat right now. The way hunger works on this diet is I almost don't even know I'm hungry. I'm hungry, but I'm not starving. You know, I feel like my body is utilizing its own resources to maintain me, rather than before when I was eating, you know, fried things, simple carbohydrates. I would be like desperately hungry. I would not be able to be doing this right now if I were on my previous diet. I've had 2 cheat days in the 2 months that I've done this paleo diet. The cheat meals made me feel quite not good. The cheat meals did not make me feel well, and I don't crave those foods anymore. But I've never been much of a sugars guy. I never ate much candy, ice cream sometimes, cake, you know, in college. But I definitely cleaned up after college, and I've just never really been. I've always really ate healthier than most, you know, but not as healthy as I do now. Since I sit a lot, I don't want to call myself sedentary, because now, you know, and I'm going to get into it, I'm a lot more active. But since I sit a lot, I stretch almost daily. A lot of that's because I have some tightness in my lower back, so I'm always thinking like, man, if I just keep stretching, you know, it'll go away. So I stretch almost every day, basically full body. And exercise now has become almost an everyday thing, not only because of the health benefits, but also mentally. I feel like I ended the year in kind of a stressful note due to a couple different reasons. The exercise has helped me stay sane. A lot of things kind of just roll off my back now, whereas before I would ruminate over things and stress out. And the exercise just helps me keep a level plane. I don't know what I would do without exercise. It's become very, very important to me, and it always has been, but not to this extent. Also, you just gotta love seeing progress. I mean, in 2 months, I've dropped 20 pounds. The diet's helped, but exercise has also helped a big part of that. And just the strength gains and the cardiovascular and aerobic gains from running have just been phenomenal. And I feel almost like I feel like I'm getting younger. It's actually quite strange. I feel lighter on my feet. I feel better physically. I feel like a lot of my inflammation in my body, even though I'm working out more, has actually gone down. I believe in part because of this diet. I'm no scientist. That's just how I feel. And, you know, how I felt since I've, you know, started exercising more and hopping on this paleo diet. I run probably, do some sort of cardio activity, which is basically only running at this point, or treadmill. I do that probably 4 or 5 times a week. And I go to the gym probably 4 or 5 times a week now. You know, there's been such overwhelmingly positive effects of this diet on my life overall, not even just my physical attributes, but also mentally, that the only negative I can think of is that I cook a lot more and therefore have to clean a lot more, which is time consuming. But you know, even that in and of itself, you know, I've learned how to cook a little bit better. Yeah, it's there's not really many negatives. I can't think of any really. I don't really crave any of the foods that I used to crave before. I don't crave pizza. A hamburger might be nice, but I can still eat hamburger. I'm not a robot, but yeah, I really can't think of any negatives that come to mind. It's just been overwhelmingly positive. Speaking of the benefits or the positives are numerous. I mean, one big benefit that I feel is that I feel like my testosterone has gone up, which has also increased my energy. You know, I feel I don't know. I just feel like I have more testosterone. I don't know how to explain it. I feel just awesome. Yeah, I don't know how to how does one describe, you know, having more testosterone? I feel like a fucking man, you know, like I want to lift some weights, you know? Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's what a weird feeling. How do you explain how testosterone feels? It's strange. I am not my hunger anymore. My hunger doesn't drive me. I drive my hunger. I can eat, you know, right when I'm hungry, or I can eat hours and hours later. It makes no difference. I've lost 20 pounds in 2 months. I feel more energetic. I feel lighter on my feet. I feel like there's less inflammation in my body. I've been sleeping really well. I don't know if this is due to the paleo diet, but the maybe the exercise as well. I feel like I'm sleeping like I did back when I was an athlete in high school, playing you know, varsity basketball, and exhausted after practice or you know, a game or something. I sleep like I feel like I sleep like I did when I was like 17. It's kind of crazy. I can sleep like 8-9 hours a night. It's nuts. So the benefits have been numerous. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope this helps somebody. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I think that's what YouTubers say. And if you have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments below. If I got something wrong, please let me know. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the video. This isn't a video about me telling you how to live your life. Just I've had a lot of questions about it, and it was important to me, and I wanted to share it with you guys.